All right, hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about why the United States was correct in dropping the bombs on Japan. And I'll use two main points really to back up my belief on that. And one being the massive amount of casualties that the US and Japan both would have sustained if there was a United States ground invasion of the country. And the second one, is kind of an extension of that, as we saw the Soviets starting to invade large parts of Eastern Asia and were prepping for an invasion of some of the more major northern islands of Japan as well, only leading to more casualties. So, firstly, as Japan's empire began to crumble, resources running dry, they knew an invasion of their homeland would follow suit, and in turn started to train all males between the ages of 15 and 60, and all females from 17 and 40 in small unit tactics, drilling them. This would include hand grenade usage. They were expected to use suicide bombs as well to blow up soldiers, and usage of bamboo spears. Definitely preparing for more rural combat as well as more urban. This brought a whopping 28 million Japanese under conscription, on top of the already 3.5 million soldiers they had stationed in country. Now, a lot of these soldiers were on the younger side or on the older side already, as many military-aged men have died trying to expand their empire in Asia and fight the United States. Now, starting in 1945, there were some elements of the Japanese government that wanted peace, but on the other hand, the military was in no way wanting to step down from this war. Estimated casualties of the U.S. ground invasion based on the U.S. Navy would put that somewhere between 400 and 800,000 U.S. servicemen, up to 4 million that were just could have been injured as well. And then with Japanese deaths numbering somewhere between 5 and 10 million. Now, it is hard to compare this potential tragedy to the real life tragedy of the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. However, the combined deaths of the bombs averaged out to about 108,000 between the two. Still a very substantial number. Still very sad, but if we would have seen the other case, we would have seen way more casualties. After the bombs dropped, we did see a few more thousand deaths from cancer, as well as some stillbirths as well. And just wanted to reiterate, as painful as war is in any aspect, many greater amount of deaths would have seen if there was a ground invasion among civilians, especially. Lastly, and more briefly, I wanted to just mention the looming threat of the Soviet invasion. And after the first two bombs were dropped, they immediately broke their non-aggression pact with Japan and immediately started to invade areas across China, and were positioning themselves to take back even more land than what they lost in the Sino-Japanese War in the early 1900s. And without those bombs being dropped on Japan, if the U.S. would have launched the ground invasion, we would have seen a subsequent Soviet invasion of the more northern islands of Japan, as well as their entire empire that at least was still under their control in Asia. Where instead we saw, after the two bombs being dropped, Japan surrendered pretty quickly as the Soviets were invading their positions in Asia, or more Eastern Asia as well. And that is it for me. Thank you for listening.